Yo, what up, yo, what up, yo, what up, yo, what up, yo, what up? We're finally back. It's been, like, shoot, 4 months since I last streamed, I think? I'm not quite sure. But the important thing is now I'm live. And hopefully with better audio quality than the last time I was live, because I got a new microphone. So, if it sounds better, great. If it sounds worse, I'm sorry. But it's been, like, I think, let's see. I think the last stream, if I check YouTube here, the last stream was on November, okay, maybe not 4 months. It was November 7th of last year, so more like almost 3 months. But better late than never, I guess. So I've been a little bit troll recently. I've not really had the environment to stream, but the stars have aligned for me today, and like I have not a lot of background noise. Hopefully I've got my filters set up to where this microphone sounds really good and also filters out any kind of background noise I might have. But besides the point is I've had, like, it's just been like, it's been a scenario. It's been a scenario. Lots of troll scenarios that have prevented me from being able to actually stream with mic. Though over in the Discord server, we have done our first locked in stream. I think that's, yeah, locked in. Our first locked in stream, which is, I guess, effectively my version of a no mic stream. Opt to not stream those typically to Twitch or YouTube. Just kind of because people like to have a little bit of insight of what's going on and don't like to keep looking over and reading chat, like a streamer has to do. But that's probably enough preamble to the stream. Though today what I think I'm going to be doing is working on some cutscene art. And what that entails is there's a cutscene that's going to be a part of the prologue that, like, this will be a totally new cutscene from Demo 4 going into, we'll say Demo 5, you know, because, you know, Demo 3 was the last one, guys, you know, Demo 3 would have been, it was totally the last one. Demo 4 was just an improvement, but Demo 4 was the last one, right? Totally. So Demo 5 will really be the last demo, I swear. But this new cutscene is going to give a little bit of, like, intro to, like, why things happen in the universe of Angels and Demons, and my idea is that I would like to do these little cutscene art things kind of like these scenes from Mario and Luigi Partners in Time. So this isn't exactly the specific image I was looking for, but I could probably, if I scour through my Spriters resource download, but this gets the point across good enough. There's a few scenes like this inside of Partners in Time. This is specifically from the credits sequence, and it just kind of shows the major story beats from the game in this kind of like Nintendo DS type compressed style, I guess. But obviously, developing a game for PC and hopefully consoles, I'm not limited by these types of things, but I do want them to just be kind of like full scenes, basically. Kind of like this, just with less blur. So for a little bit of extra context, here are what the dialogue portraits look like, right? So a little bit of like, we got this outline going on, we got shading and everything, and if I open up the sprites for the characters, these are their normal sprite size, right? So it'll kind of look something like this, a little bit more detailed. So like you've got the crispness, I guess, if that's a word, of these kind of sprites with the detail of these scenes going on here is what I'm aiming for. How likely it is I'll be able to do something like this out of the gate. I can't say for certain, but I would like for them to kind of look like this, just, you know, without like the artifacting of Nintendo DS JPEG compression almost. Poor Toad. So that's the idea. I don't know how much of this I'm going to get done today, because I intended on going live about 45 minutes ago, and like I sat down, I opened OBS, and then I realized that I was kind of hungry, so I went and ate some food first. And that took a little bit to set up, but anyways, enough yapping. I think, I hope. I kind of want to get started on this now, so I'm going to reference the dialogue of this specific cutscene, which I need to pull up here. I'm not gonna just have it on screen necessarily, but I do want to see what exactly it is, so that way I'm doing it properly instead of just going off of my memory, because as we've seen before with a lot of things, those who know, when I go off of memory for these things, I tend to screw things up. So let's see. I want to start it on this one. So my first order of business, if you could call it that, I guess, is going to be something kind of like, it'll kind of actually be like this scene a little bit from the Partners in Time credits stuff. A little bit like this, where a place is getting attacked, because that's what happens in the game, is a place gets attacked. So what I'll actually do here is I will open up the tile set that I've got here, because I'm going to need to reference some of this stuff. Let's see here. Take some of these houses here. And actually, I think the main thing to do is probably going to be determining like how I want to frame this shot. So let's see. I might need to resize this to be about like, let me actually get a screenshot to really line this up properly, because there's going to be a text box on screen, and I don't necessarily want that text box to cover the actual cutscene art, because that would be less than ideal. So let's see here. Just have to go to the room myself. And I know this is not displayed on stream, but I do have the game open right now. I'm going to that specific area just so I can kind of, let's see. Alright. And screenshot. Actually, I need to do this in full screen. There we go. Let's put that into Aseprite here. I'm going to shrink it down to native size. There we go. So I actually have a lot less space than I thought I did for this, which is actually less than ideal, but I might just have to do some weird timing stuff for it, maybe. If I go and let's see, just select this, I'm left with a 960 by 270 canvas, and that's not good. He's alive! He's alive! Yo, what up, Comic Cat? How's it going? It has been a little while. So, yeah, I've had some bra moments a little bit, where I've just not been able to stream, but I'm finally, like, funnily enough, my New Year's resolution was to commit to the content grind, so it's going incredibly well, you know, but hopefully I can get back into the swing of it, you know. I think I've got my new microphone set up properly with all the noise filters and whatnot to not sound like buns, but if I start sounding like total garbage, like, it's because I've got like a million filters applied and everything. So like, actually, let me see, what do I have here? Getting slightly sidetracked. We've got a noise gate, a filter, a compressor, a limiter, and then like a million filters to make this tune tuber dude work. So What in the world is going on with my phone? I guess I need to unplug it. Move it away from my PC. It's true. I am talking. Mischief have been seeing the behind the scenes work as well. Yeah, we did a locked in stream in the Discord last night. I showed off a few different things like the new prologue and everything. Also, yo, what up? He talking. It's true. Welcome to the stream, Sanam. I think that's how you told me it's pronounced. But yeah, so in case you missed it, I'll do a little bit of preamble here. We're doing some cutscene art that's going to kind of look like these, I believe, for a new prologue cutscene. I think this is kind of what I want to do. It's better than having everything conveyed only through a text box, I think, though debatably. This cutscene is going to be used for the prologue of the game, but I'm kind of trying to figure out exactly how I want to structure it, because you're going to have a text box taking up about half the screen, so I might just have to put some kind of like timing in between the text boxes, I guess, which isn't really an issue. I just would prefer not to. So I guess I can stick with the 480 by 270 canvas here. Ooh. Okay, so the first scene that I'm going to try and convey here is based off of one sentence by our good friend and local pastor at Chapeltown Church of Faith, Pastor Emery. Many years ago, Chapeltown fell victim to an attack by these evildoers. This is the prompt for the scene that I'm about to start working on. So, the first thing that I think I'm going to do is probably block out where I want certain things. Which means I'm going to need a few layers. I'm going to take a background layer. We're going to have a frame layer. And then we'll do... I think I'm going to do the ground first, most likely. So, background, good old magenta. Frame. Now this is where I'm going to kind of like frame the shot. How do I want this to line up? Right, like where do I want the primary focus of things to be at? So I'm thinking immediately that I want, and I'll use orange for this, about like right here. This is where people are going to go. Excuse my mouse handwriting. Actually, that O's got to be fixed. There we go. People. So we're going to have some people down here. I might, like, it's almost like this scene. Like, this is what's in my mind, but more, Chapeltown, right? So I'm kind of thinking, like, having some... I'll like, go over this image right here for what I'm going for, right? Just, like, block it out. Have, like, the ground, like, perspective here, like, it's kind of curving. Have some houses, sort of, getting attacked. Maybe show some demons, show some people like kind of like up in the foreground of the scene over here. Like, oh no, it's demons. Which, you know, reasonable reaction. And probably like, I don't know, something like that. That's the first scene I'm going for. So we'll take this color and kind of like block out like ground. Maybe start from the corner. Something like this, maybe. And then let's do red for some housing here. Something like this, I think, is what I want. I'll actually, for consistency, take this and put it right there. So this is kind of the idea I have. So anything magenta here will be sky. And then this would be a house. This would be kind of the I guess, the pavement, the sidewalk. And then have some people here. We'll do another thing. Block out for some characters. And I want to get some solid red. Probably have a demon up here. Right. We'll do an FX. I'll put probably a fire on the building, maybe. Do this color, I guess. I might have to change this one anyways. Okay, so something like this, maybe. I think is what I'll go for. So this is the kind of block out I'm looking at. And then I'm gonna go not here, not here, here. I want to get these colors in here. So first thing would probably be to start the ground out and actually give it a proper curve to it, which means, unfortunately, hand drawing these lines kind of to an extent. I had to do this with the hair in the character portraits to make it actually look decent, and that was time consuming. Okay, that is way too aggressive of a turn there, so yeah. Trying to minimize the amount of jaggy pixels that are created from this, which I guess it kind of doesn't really matter too much. Actually, I think my issue here might be the block out. I think I'm gonna start going this way. Just like make a line up here. And kind of have it curve a little bit and maybe go down. Yeah. That might work. Yeah. And then I'll keep that name there for now. Get these, and it's time for a lesson in texturing. So this is how I do these kind of textures. So I actually just take the spray tool. No, not that big. 1 pixel, max spray. And I'll do this. Should have kind of a rocky texture, and I'll do this with 2 different colors here. On a separate layer, just like locked into the bounds of the other layer. I'll take the original and make it just a little bit less blocky. And then blur it a little bit. Conversely, I could also just take the texture here. I don't think I want that much blur on it. I think I need 3x3 maybe? 3x3 hard? 3x3 standard into 3x3 hard. No. Let's just see here. Yeah, that'll work. And just merge it down there. So now we have the ground ready, I think. I'm gonna actually blur this out a smidge and put it behind to kind of give a little like bleed onto the other things. And then house. And we will color pick from here. I think we'll want it to be a darker house. Oh wait, I should actually probably get the outline color. Yeah, it is, never mind. I'm a goof. And this can line up right with the thing here. I'm gonna ignore the outline of the, you know, the whole thing. I spent all that time to block out that. I'm gonna ignore that a little bit here. So that way we can keep it flush with the ground. And then what I'll do is make a new layer. Line this up. Copy it. And get this color. Boom. Fix up those corners there. And now we can just move it up to create the paneling. Yep. Boom. This is paneling. The actual house layer, we can just take these colors here. Let's go continuous and fill it in and give it a little bit of texture. Very light texturing with the house. I'm actually not sure how well this is going to turn out because I don't typically do perspective stuff that much. But now I need this side of the house here to be darker. I'm kind of going at a different angle here a little bit. And almost. There we go. Kind of creates this effect, but now to go on the ground and like bring it out a little bit here, I think. And starting to come along a little bit now, I think. It's a weird perspective, so I might actually knock some more of the ground out here. Maybe. Not entirely sure how I want to structure this here. Like, technically, I could just, like, go off of what this is, like, to a point, right? Like, where there's just a house poking up in the back. I think, that might actually be better at that point, because I'm getting pretty bold with my lackluster perspective skills here. And the further I flesh this out, the more I'm realizing that I don't think I actually like it, so maybe that is what I'll do. Is kind of like go off of that scene composition. So let's just scrap that. Such is life, I guess. Typical of me. But, I mean, gotta get done one way or another, and it's gotta get done properly. You know? If I don't do it properly, I'll be done. So I'll have to go back and do it over again anyways. Yeah, the angle was very troll. I mean, I could still undo it, but, like, it is definitely troll. 100% troll. Like, I think I might actually just have to go with the dang, Partners in Time kind of, composition here a little bit. Because, like, I don't even remember this scene, but this was pretty much what was in my mind when I was, thinking of this scene, like how I wanted it to play out. So, the next one though, like the next one that'll be in the list, like I could go ahead and do that one, because that one I know will be pretty interesting, but, yeah, okay. Probably, I wonder if I could just like build up with the tile set even. Let me bring this back. Is this, yeah, I can't do anything with the perspective of that house, so, but I have an idea now. I'm gonna like, see, I don't want to like copy this like to a point. So, what was the line of dialogues? Yeah. Many years ago, Chapeltown fell victim to an attack by these evildoers. So, buildings got ransacked, people were attacked, and thralls summoned demons that caused all sorts of chaos. This is the idea that is to be conveyed through this scene, basically. Is what I'm going for. Right? So, I think hand reveal, true. Hands have been revealed. What's up, Geek Funk? Welcome to the stream. How's it going? We hand cam in this household. I think, let's see here. I could just kind of have like I could just have shoot, like the little thralls summoning demons for this first scene, maybe. Actually, that might be what I do here, because then I can also mirror it. Let's see. I'm gonna go into here. This is the wrong one, actually. That's the wrong folder. It's in enemies. Yeah. Here we go. It's L Death Note. Look, I don't think I can comment on that without my lawyer being present. Whoa. This guy. Alright, where is the scene here? I think I want these colors. That's what I have. And then we'll do, since they're both wearing the same robes here. So, extra context here with, you know, that other little character that was just on screen, the thrall. They are much more prominent in the game now. I could show that off. Like, I talked about it, I talked about that last night in the Locked In stream a little bit. In text chat, like how they would function in the story. So, actually do front here. And then the thralls, these guys. They show up primarily in Demo 4 in the dream cutscenes, right? But now, as you can kind of see from all these different frames I've got of them here, they have a much more prominent role in the story. I might just have to like open the game and like show what is going on here for like the full context to make sense. Oh, whoops, I screwed the perspective up. Oh no. Hold on. When did I move it? There we go. Move it down. Is that the same guy that summoned another goon in the one teaser? Yes. Yes, it is, actually. So, the thralls are like the little hench dudes of the diabolists, basically, right? They go out and do their bidding, you know? So, they will be making like many more appearances in the game, because there was one piece of feedback I actually got from Demo 4, and I'm kind of glad that I did get this, because at first I was like I was kind of malding about it, but it was that there wasn't really, it didn't really seem like there was any stakes to what was going on in the game world. Like, yeah, like, sure, the spiritual barrier's broken, there's demons, but like there was nothing to really like show that like, hey, that's what's going on, like, and it's a really bad thing that you need to worry about. And someone pointed that out, and I was like, you know what, you're absolutely correct. And I had no refute, because he was right. Oh, don't want to stretch that. I think this actually... I don't think I can mirror that. But actually, let me just like... We're gonna launch Demo 5 real quick. I think I need to get my bearings in game a little bit anyways on what's going on. You know? So, let's see. Get the runner up here. And we'll pause the stream music, but we will put the game in here. So, let me get my chat back up. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, there were the human possessions, and that was about it. Dang, wait. Oh, my volume's just turned down on my PC. That's why it's so quiet to me. Okay, I think game audio should be good, but if it's too loud, just tell me and I'll adjust it down a little bit. So, most of the like opening cutscene is exactly the same, so I'm gonna skip it, because all of that is just like new sprites, basically. But the main thing that's been changed comes through this cutscene, where Yui decides she wants to yap a lot, right? Volume is normal? Cool, cool, cool. Alright, so let me sift through here into this. Speedrun routes, by the way. Doable in Demo 4. So, previously, in Demo 4, this cutscene's like, oh, you go through here, you see a demon, and then Yui's just like, oh, well, that shouldn't be possible. And that's like, oh, wow, a flash of light and, like, all this other stuff? Well, that must mean the spiritual barrier is broken. LOL, right? Why does she know that? Why does she know all this stuff? And if she knows all this stuff, why should she, like, what reason is there to not just have, like, all sorts of angels just coming in and doing things, right? So that doesn't happen. Part of me is gonna miss the little portraits, had the characters reacting to their current HP. Yeah, I wanted to keep it myself, but, like, I needed more screen space, because I need a good way to show status effects and everything. So, and I don't really have that, but, oh Also, Bamlamations, welcome to the stream. Hi, how's it going? But anyways, the cutscene in question now, the one where Yui yaps a ton about things that she should reasonably not know. Also, let me hide the info bar there so we can see the full UI. There we go. Streamer bot chat, where you at? There we are. Okay. The new cutscene is like this. And like, I don't care to show this off because I did show it last night in locked in stream. So I'll hide webcam too, so it's out of the way. And I will move up here, I guess. Yeah, this is probably a good spot. I think this is usually where I put my Toon Tuber during Angels and Demons gameplay. So yeah, you just outright witness demon summoning at this point. Instead of it just being kind of like hearsay, like, oh, it might be happening or something like that. So, and also this is like early dev stuff with it, so like the timing's a little bit off in some of these dialogue boxes and might be spelling errors. So, but tutorial is different as well as part of this. Instead of oh well, now I'm in the way again. There's not a good spot for me to sit here, is there? Well, I guess I could just resize the game window. Maybe I'll do that. That'll work. Let's just bring everything back now. Okay, webcam scene. And game. There we go. We'll just do that. That's probably better anyways. And info bar. Cool. Alright, so yeah, I don't have the portraits for those scenes configured yet, so they all just use a default, which is their neutral one. As a side effect of like also redoing all of the portraits, Yui is incredibly happy for a lot of different things now too. Like now, the only change was like she goes from like a smile to like an open mouth smile, and now she's just like, wow, this may be a new experience for you. Would you like me to teach you how it works? No. Anyways, these tutorial fights are going to be different now in that you have to actually learn how the attack style works properly before you can proceed. And I did mention this in the Discord, so and I'll like show a little bit of behind the scenes here, but this dude has 9,999 HP. So you can't actually kill him by normal means, because one thing that I did see was there was a lot of people that didn't really grasp the attack styles at first, and you weren't going to come over them again in the same fight unless you were just like really fumbling, but chances are you weren't. So like your attacks won't really matter here. What's more important is the actual attack styles, which instead of Yui talking about them now, the Thrall actually explains them in a kind of fawful way where it's like,
Hee. Now, my underling, let's show off your devilish attack styles. Let's start with a defend attack. When a defend attack happens, those fools can counter your punches by jumping on you or melee attacking. So don't let them. Now let's see them try and survive this.
So that's kind of like the tutorial that we get on here, right? And then, oh, it's like jump and melee to defend. When you actually counter, it's a one-shot, because then he actually only has 1 HP whenever he goes into the attack. So, and the Thrall will come back in and be like,
no matter, there's more where that came from.
And then another one comes in. And you'll repeat this for the first 3 attack styles that you're going to use throughout the prologue and World 1. So, and like, I know this is like for Twitch viewers, I know this is labeled an art stream, but it's necessary. This is necessary preamble to get back to the actual art for the game. Also, MW Elite, thank you very much. Appreciate the compliment. Glad you think so.
Since they love to counterattack so much, let's see them try and dodge instead. Time for the dodge attack style. It limits their movement to up, left, right, and center. No counterattacking this time. When they move, they'll stay at that location for about 1 second. But They can press the opposite direction to go back to a neutral position. Hee. Now try and dodge this one, freaks.
So, his dodge attack now, instead of it just kind of exploding above him, kind of has this not yet finished, but doink, that goes back into him, as long as it doesn't hit you. If it hits you, it'll explode on you, and then you'll have to do this over again. So, then one more gets summoned. Appreciate the music being labeled above. Small bit appreciated convenience. Hey, I like to kit my stream out with a few little different things. That's actually not the song that's playing right now. This is actually the game audio here, but when it's not game audio, that is whatever I'm listening to on stream. Just for clarification, if you were to search Jinjo Village, and then it does not sound anything like what's coming from the stream right now. So, the last one here is, of course, freestyle. And it's like,
all right, we're gonna freestyle this next one. It's the freestyle attack style. Send them into an arena where they control just like they do outside of battles. They can use whatever abilities they want. Just don't let them hit you when you're vulnerable. Now, freestyle on them!
with 5 exclamations. That's how you know he's serious. That's how they got those dents on their head. True. So, before I go into the freestyle attack, you'll probably notice, coming from Demo 4, there's an important thing here. Alright? And that's, he mentioned, don't get hit when they're vulnerable. Right? So, in Demo 5, freestyle attacks will also be counterable, is what I'm going for. Like, every single one of them? Probably not. But the ones where the enemies are directly attacking you, so think, Psycho Wrath, obviously the underling here, let's see, I can think of like, Oss's paws that he throws. You could probably jump off the top of those. Yeah. I realized very late into Demo 4 development, when I was designing Imp Yui, that, like, because you can actually counterattack her in the team freestyle attack style, right? And that doesn't make sense. Like, she doesn't take damage, but you can knock her around and use your abilities. So I just made that possible in normal freestyle attacks. So that's the main thing here. I didn't touch on that last night in the locked in stream, but
we're out of energy.
And then he skedaddles. He's gone. And then you've won the first battle. XP pending, because this is, like, you're going to level up out of the gate. This is, like, a lot of info to throw at the player at once, so I think this should kind of come later. Just haven't tweaked the prologue to support you actually fighting off 3 underlings just yet, so. Oh, that animation is not timed properly. Whoops. But this cutscene is also done. The post cutscene, and this sets up a little bit more stuff here. So previously this cutscene just elaborated more on like the runes and like what we should do, and like now it's like, oh,
well, the only thing you freaks managed was getting a top spot on our hit list. Better watch your 6, church boy. You never know when we might strike.
And then they dip out. So I might have talked about this before. But, this was another thing about the story not making sense, because why does Yui just choose to stick around? She should have, like, went back afterwards, right? After main character got out of these hills. Well, now, like, he's basically on the hit list of the Order of Diabolists, and that's going to be a recurring theme here, is that they're going to show up throughout the game, and they're going to want to make his life terrible. So, you know, he's got this big target on his back now. That makes sense to keep Yui around, and we gotta figure out what they're up to, because they're clearly up to no good, right? Also, there's a few different changes in this room for those who know, namely this up here, if you can make it up there. But it's not really intended that you're supposed to go this way. Rather, you would go back through here. But I haven't got that set up yet, so I'll just proceed through the game just a little bit more. We're getting to the point where the cutscene that I'm actually doing this stream to potentially work on is at. So, in Demo 4, you would get here to the church, and that would typically be it. You'd go in, you'd find a rune table, you'd warp to the first world, right? Because at this point, it would have been like, oh, well, we need to find the runes. That's what we need to fix the barrier. Well, if you notice, the barrier was not mentioned once. And that's probably because, like, it doesn't even need to be mentioned in the story anymore. It can just be implied a little bit. If even that. It might not even make it into the final story. But, like, I'm pretty locked in with this prologue. I think everything's good with it. Whether or not the spiritual barrier, you know, that whole big thing that the previous 4 demos have been structured around, even stays in the canon, we'll have to see. But it's not properly set up yet, but this door will be locked, and you'll actually be going to speak with the pastor to see if he knows anything about these diabolist fellows. So this is Pastor Emery's house, and hopefully he's home. So we can hop in there, and you'll notice a few timing issues with this one, but ideally, this text box that triggers here, this is where the cutscene assets that this stream is for, that I intend to make here, this is where they'll be at, right? So he's going to kind of narrate his own little story here of the events that caused, like, all the stuff of angels and demons to actually take place, which hasn't actually been told before. Like, all we know, technically, going off of what Demo 4 had, like, Demo 4's lore was, oh, all the runes used to be in Chapeltown Church of Faith, and now they're not, and we need to find them and get them all together to fix the spiritual barrier. Well, that's not the case anymore. So, oh, human form before human form context. Yes, and that's just because I'm going to be moving that trigger a little bit earlier to when you first walk into the room where the church is. At some point there's going to be NPCs around that area, so the UE human trigger needs to be there instead of here. But all that dialogue that I definitely just skipped through is going to be where the cutscene assets go, and also it's not finished because now I'm stuck in here. We're locked in here, but good thing I have debug stuff. So the next thing, like, on top of that, that's where that cutscene that I'm intending on working on is going to go. But these rune tables in here will no longer be the primary method of getting from, like, the hub world, which is Chapeltown, to, like, wherever. So, like, this would take us to Dusty Rock, which is World 1, and that's not going to be the case anymore. Instead, and I might actually have to increase my story progression because I don't know if it actually properly updates in that cutscene yet. I guess we'll find out. Yeah, it does. Okay, so the new method is actually going to be, you're literally going to travel there. So too friendly to the point you don't want to leave his cozy home. True. I gave him his own, like, unique wallpaper and everything. So you're actually going to go to the different areas, like, by, like, locomotion. Like, somehow you're going to actually travel there. So you'll notice these kind of, like, gates, because I don't necessarily have a better way to convey, like, hey, you're going, like, into the background, or, as we'll see in just a second, into the foreground. So, yes. So to get to Dusty Rock, you're actually going to, and this is unfinished, you know, we need a horse and someone to guide the horse here, but this is going to be how you get to World 1, is you're actually going to take a horse carriage out there. World 1 will still start the way it currently does, like where you land in, like, that room, like that one room that you start in a demo for. But, you know, the method you get through there to there will be through this little carriage thing here. And I cooked with the animation for this. It's already fully animated in regards to the little door that'll open on the back. Like, it looks kind of crazy because there's, like, a fancy shadow with it and everything. It looks really nice. I'm gassing myself up, but you know, there'll be a few things added into here. Like, Chapeltown is getting expanded quite a bit to fit in a little bit with the new lore, with a few other things, like a seaport even. So, and this will be how you get to World 2, is via boat. And this is a little bit unfinished. It's kind of scuffed. It needs to be a little bit bigger than how it is now. But you'll get to World 2 by boat, because canonically Cardinaria is on a different landmass, is what I'll say. Is that a new step sound? Technically, no. It's just very, very loosely used. Like, it's actually, in Demo 4, it's only used inside of, like, I think it's only used inside of, Kaguya's, battle. In the, like, in the lab battle room and stuff. And it is used in the Sentry Shuffle attack style. It's Kaguya's step sound. Those are the only scenarios it's used, but it will be used much more in the final game and in Demo 5, considering there'll be more metallic surfaces eventually. Namely, like, the hull of a boat. But, that's kind of what I've got among, like, I could go into some extra things that are in, or slated to be in Demo 5, like new battle themes and stuff. But that will come eventually, because I've been cooking them up. I did show off some drafts of Hector and Autumn's battle themes last night in the Locked In stream. And I decided, yeah, I'm gonna work on Autumn's a little bit more today. So I actually doubled it in length. So, anyways, enough preamble about where the cutscene and stuff is going to go. Now actually working on the cutscene, I think. So, there's gonna be, in that dialogue with Pastor Emery, I think what I want to do is have it, kind of, for lack of a better term, just be like a slideshow kind of thing that's gonna describe some stuff. And like, this will be big for like people who care about the lore, because like, it's just not something that's been talked about yet in the game. Like, it's stuff that's been planned for a while. It just, I have not like talked about it anywhere in game. Like, hold on, let me line this up. Where's it need to go? 2 pixels, 1 in. Yeah, there we go. Now it's mirrored properly. I could actually, I guess since I'm working on the cutscene art, I could go for it, because there's going to be about 3 or 4 frames for it, right? To kind of paint like the whole picture of what's going on here. So, many years ago, Chapeltown fell victim to an attack by the evildoers, the Order of Diabolist. Buildings got ransacked, people were attacked, and thralls summoned demons that caused all sorts of chaos. After some time, an unfamiliar man appeared. He shouted a shout so loud it echoed throughout the whole town. It was as if he spoke with authority over them. The thralls recoiled in fear, and the demons sunk back to the depths. Many residents thought him to be a prophet. He claimed the town was no longer safe, and would lead those who followed to the sacred state of the Order of Faith. I didn't trust him. This is coming from Pastor Emery, by the way. I pleaded with the others to stay, but nearly everyone chose to follow him. You see, I saw an old member of the church rushing in with an angel to fight off those demons, and I could feel the holy presence of that angel, but not off of that so-called prophet. But that's the extent of what I remember right now. They must have some kind of unfinished business if they're back here. That's the premise of this cutscene, is the pastor's going to be explaining this a little bit, and that is basically how some things have happened. Now, the reasoning for these things, also planned, but you probably won't find out in Demo 5. But it is there, it does exist, right? It is a thing that has been planned, and now it's like meticulously planned at this point, right? Because I don't want to fall into the same issue of everything getting a plot hole poked into it. So Yeah, he does. Okay, it's funny you'd mention that. He does actually line drop that to himself. He kind of like thinks it, but at the end of the same scene, he's like, that same feeling as before. Could this girl really be an angel? So, like, he's not gonna, like, I don't think I want to make him, now that might change. I don't know if I want him to outright just recognize it, because that'd be, like, slightly troll, I feel like. But, like, he does kind of, like, realize, like, she might be an angel. And, kind of thinks accordingly with it. Like, with how the pastor is, like, he's gonna think pretty highly of Yui regardless. Mostly because of her, like, responses to things. So, another thing is how you're actually gonna figure out where you go to get to these different places, because, like, you know, there's, like, the carriage to Dusty Rock, but, like, how do we know we're supposed to go to Dusty Rock? Well, divine intervention, of course. So, what I'm gonna do essentially is, let me think. When you finish the cutscene with Emery, right? You'll actually go back to the church, and you're going to actually go down to the pulpit, and you will pray for guidance. Because, like, no secret, Angels and Demons has been, and probably always will be, I won't even say probably, has been and always will be a Christian game, right? Down at its core, it is a Christian game. So, you're gonna go and pray for guidance. And I've, like, got, like, full prayers topped out for this, for the dialogue. And each time, you'll go out of the church, and something will draw your attention to where you should go, somehow, some way. Let me take Autumn there too, and the biggest plot twist drop, Angel all along. Now, this is kind of a those who know, but actually I don't think I want to give them here. I'm gonna keep them like generic thralls, methinks. This is kind of a those who know scenario, but if you interact, like if you use the room dialogue, hold on, let me look at this real quick. I gotta place this properly. How many pixels is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think that's 9. Unlockable prayer effects. True, actually. That would be cool. But what I was saying is, if you interact with, like if you trigger room dialogue with Hector and Autumn outside of the pastor's house in like their playable section in between World 1 and World 2, then you will actually get some unique dialogue that explains a little bit of backstory between Hector and Autumn and even the pastor. Like they've they've played these games before. Not okay. Bad joke. This stream is now dated. This will be cringe in 6 months to VOD watchers. I apologize sincerely. No, but they, like, Hector and Autumn have been to Chapeltown before, though it was long ago. So, they mentioned that in the dialogue. It kind of alludes to a lot more of the backstory of Hector and Autumn and why they are where they are. You know, like why they're doing what they're doing, stuff like that. And like I can talk about this because it's public, and it's also as far as I can remember with the story rework, because I haven't delved into my story document too much recently, still canon. Hold on, I need to get a texture here. Yeah, concrete, baby. I can close this out too. So How do I want to do this? I think I just need a big, like, kind of, yeah. Have a little bit of the curve of the horizon, I guess. Whoops, there we go. And that is not the right color, actually. That is not the outline color, is it? Oh, it is. I'm trolling. I know that's funny you'd mentioned prayer effects because I've been talking about reworking them actually. So prayer effects are in an interesting position currently in that they're really busted. Not that I don't like that they're busted, you know. I just like they're a little too busted, you know. See the co-op video. Going from Mario and Luigi to Angels and Demons. I've played these games before. Oh goodness. But yeah, I was thinking of actually reworking the prayer system a little bit. A few things I've thought about to make it not so like stackable, I guess, is limiting it to one prayer per turn, kind of. Which feels a little bit troll, I will say. Like, I don't think I necessarily want to do that. It's just like an immediate like first option kind of for mitigating the issue that the prayer system is incredibly busted. But limiting prayers to one per character per turn, so like it would have the cooldown that character specific abilities have. So like you can only hype up like once every 3 turns, like not like attacks, but turns, like full on cycles of the turn queue, right? So that way, like you could still prayer scum, I guess is what you'd call it, where you enter a battle, you pray a bunch, and then you leave the battle. So that way you have them, because I like the idea of keeping them like persistent between battles, you know. Keep the mid ones unlocked, then lock the more broken ones until you progress further in the story. That is a solution too. That is a possible solution, though I'm not sure like how, like I'm trying to keep it like in a how would I phrase it, I guess, like basically actually I don't even think I want to put houses here. I could probably just use the background asset that I already have. This might just be scene 1 here, then I'll outline. Shoot, where was I going? Unlockable prayers would be interesting. The method that I would go about doing that is certain characters, and this was actually something I was going to touch on in like just a bit, is like we could do certain characters actually have prayers that are unique to them, like they pray specific prayers basically, right? So like I was thinking maybe I'm gonna cheat here. Like say Yui has access, and I use access loosely, but rather she typically prays for healing things, right? So if you have like if you pray with Yui, it's going to be like, oh, HP, AP, revival, stuff like that is the idea. Like I think Kaguya would like, and she can't pray, but like if for sake of argument, like if she was to pray, it would almost only be for buffs, right? Like attack up, guaranteed crits, stuff like that, max speed. But you know, Kaguya does not have a soul, so to avoid the whole like to avoid a lot of potential issues, Kaguya cannot pray. Like that's avoiding issues from like a morality, I guess, and lore perspective. Just saw the new Chapel Town and the new battle tutorial cutscenes. So happy with the effort you're having in the game. Congrats, Journoid. Don't give up. Hey, this game will come out one way or another. if it takes me years and years and years, but one way or another, it's releasing, and this is a true statement, fact checked by real American patriots. I appreciate that. Thank you, Panaludo. But yeah, Kaguya, no prayer for a good reason. But for the 4 characters that can pray, I'm thinking something along the lines of like main character would probably, I think main character should realistically have everything in his pool just to kind of keep the whole, like, he doesn't really have a class. Like, he's not got any typical RPG class, you know? He's kind of the all-arounder. Which, more on that in a second, because I've got some interesting things to say about that. But, let me think here. Where was I going with this? Shoot. I totally lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, prayers. That's what I was talking about. So, main character, keeping his all-arounder kind of style, like, should be able to have access to all the prayers, I guess. And I don't really like the idea of gatekeeping prayers in the first place, just because it feels odd that, like, oh, you are this person, so you can't pray for this thing. But, like, from a game design perspective, I guess it makes more sense that, like, it does add a little bit extra strategy to it. I'll say that much, right? There's a little bit of extra strategy that gets added into a system like that. So what I'm thinking is that, what the, hey, what you doing? Whoops, his head. Oh gosh. I don't know how that happened, but now it's fixed. Also, Strabby Frog, hello. Welcome to the stream. How's it going? I think main character keeps all of his. Yui would probably have more healing. I want Yui to be kind of more of a support class, I guess. I want her to feel like support a little bit. And then Autumn, I feel like would be more for like kind of like offensive things, like damage to enemies, because she's a little hot-tempered. And Hector would be for buffs, right? Enemy is praying for your downfall. 1-hit KO for 3 turns. That one's actually hilarious. Man, that would be a crazy one, actually. Crazy bit for the game. Or like, oh, like, I think so. This is basically like not like, this isn't even a teaser at this point, but rather just something that's going to happen. And I talked about this in the Locked In stream, but Thralls are going to have fights. There are going to be fights against Thralls. And that is where something like that could come into play, but in reverse, like where the Thralls are able to, in quotes, pray, but like, instead of it being like, oh, like they're clearly not praying, clearly not praying to God, but like they are praying to whatever unholy creature it is that they worship, right? Basically, like, they could do something like that and have random status effects and buffs go to themselves, because, you know, even in, like, in Demo 3, I think is when I introduced this as a feature. I actually don't think I need the concrete on this frame, but, enemies were able to have status effects. And I don't know if Demo 4 kept that because it was, like, so incredibly unused, but I think it did. And what I figure is that Thralls could actually make use of that and like get like effects themselves. Like they could pray, in quotes, to like get random buffs. So like, I'm not saying that thralls would get guaranteed crits because that would be incredibly unfair. Like it would be troll, but like like it would be funny. I will say that it would be incredibly funny if a thrall could get like guaranteed crits, right? But no, it'd probably be more like max speed, so like move to the front of the turn queue and stuff like that. Maybe double base attack because that's not totally busted. But I think it would add for like an interesting boss fight mechanic, you know, is to do something like that. This is just going to be a generic underling being summoned here, kind of, for this scene, methinks. What if I blur it? Does it look crazy if I blur it? No. I am going to progressively outline it, though, a little bit, to give it, like, a cool effect. It's kind of like a background element anyways, a little bit. Dude, a prayer war thing would be actually insane. That would be a crazy boss fight mechanic. It's like all of your actions get removed but pray, and you just have to like pray back and forth. Like that would be a very cool scripted fight. I can't even argue that. Like I rock with that idea, honestly. I'm gonna like do a thing here, duplicate, and full blur this to give him like a drop shadow, and then hard blur here. Final boss sequence reveal. I mean, look, I haven't planned it to be that way, but like non-zero chance. Non-zero chance, because that sounds like it would be banger for the ending of the game, you know? Like only on a true pacifist ending, you know? If I even continue with the multiple endings thing. Like I kind of want to do that, obviously. It's just that's very complicated, you know? Multiple endings is a lot of work. I still think I'm going to attempt it though. We'll see how it goes. It'll just depend on story dev stuff, but and actually handling killing people in game, since that's still kind of like handled in a troll way. So here's our first scene, and I probably actually need a real background for this background, and then genocide root and angels and demons. Yeah, see, I'm wondering, like, I don't want to, like, copy Undertale verbatim, right? I don't want to just, like, outright copy Undertale and just have, like, have it be this kind of, like, if I can think of the words that I'm trying to say, just having it be this kind of like, oh, if you kill everyone, then it's the genocide route, ha ha ha, you know? Hold on, this just needs to be floor, this needs to be background. There we go. And, like, there needs to be a little bit of nuance with it, because I think, and this is like my immediate thoughts on it, this might not be like, total set in stone. Like, realistically, the whole idea of there being multiple endings isn't really set in stone either. So this is all like grain of salt tier stuff, right? So VOD watchers, if you bring these clips up like in the future and there's no like multiple endings for the game, I told you so. All right. But basically, I'm kind of thinking that there would be at minimum, probably like 3 endings, but most likely it would be 4. All right. And the reason for that is, basically, so basically, if I can words, let me do this first. Basically, there would be like genocide, all secret bosses, genocide, no secret bosses. Well, actually, I guess it'd be more like 5, but like the difference between like 3 of them is not very much. So genocide, all secret bosses, genocide, no secret bosses, or not all of them, I guess. Neutral, which is like you didn't really kill everyone, but you weren't really like a good Christian boy either. Shoutouts to Faith Trilogy. Pacifist, not all of the secret bosses, and pacifist, all secret bosses, right? So 5, right? But those 3 in the middle, no secret bosses and neutral for either side, would mostly be about the same, right? Like, that's the idea, at least, that I'm going for, is that, I don't exactly want to, make them too different, necessarily, but, like, obviously on the far ends of each side, like, they would need to be real different, but I don't want it to be like Undertale, where the hardest boss in the whole game is locked behind the genocide route. I think I want to keep it like half and half, like where there's a really hard unique boss at the end of genocide and a really hard unique boss at the end of pacifist, because that was one thing that kind of got me with Undertale, is that you had to go through all of this trouble just to fight Sans. I still have never done it. I've either save scummed or I just used the bad time simulator site. So it's like something like that, basically, right? Where I don't want a hard boss to be locked behind like only one side, right? So like if you're doing the full thing, like if you go through and you fight all 7 secret bosses, and then I don't give you a secret 8th boss, like, I should be, like, I should not continue this bit without my lawyer present. Or actually, my lawyer has advised me not to continue this bit, let me say that. More like, so, basically, it'll be like same both sides, I guess. Like there'll be a unique really hard boss on genocide all secret bosses and one on pacifist all secret bosses, right? I would like for them to both kind of be on the same level, because you're already going through the trouble of fighting the secret bosses, you know? Like this will be kind of in the realm of like, yeah, like I'm doing this for a challenge, for full completion on this side of the story, right? And to add on to that, there's 2 things I'm thinking of doing here, in regards to secret bosses. I'm gonna actually group this here. New group, and this is scene 1, and then collapse that. So as it is right now in demo 4, and this will probably. Isn't Undertale also like that? Like, not really, because Final Azrael is, like, for the most part, a scripted fight. He's nowhere near as difficult as Sans is. And even then, like, at least to me, Sans isn't that difficult. Like, I can open Bad Time Simulator right now and probably beat Sans with, like, little to no healing items. But, like, Final Azrael isn't near as difficult as Sans is, though there is, like, the amalgamates, but they're also not that difficult, considering that, like, they're also kind of scripted, I guess. Not really, but, a little bit. You know? So, I don't know, it's just, like, I don't want to I don't want to reward playing through the game as an like evil, hateful person, but I also don't want it to just feel empty either, you know? Because like, you know, if I'm giving you the option, you know, you might as well actually go through with it, you know? Oh, I can just move these up here. I don't even need to make these new layers. But on the topic of secret bosses, there's a change that I want to make at the very least in the final game. I don't know if I'll do it in Demo 5. I might just keep it as is because it doesn't really affect the gameplay either way, other than it's just easier to fight one boss. But in the final game, after too much time progresses, I think I'm going to make it where you can't go back and fight the secret boss if you haven't already. So it would effectively lock you out of the secret boss's route of the game. I'm not entirely sure how I want to do something like that. Like, I have two possible solutions that I've immediately thought of. One of those is just to make it to where when shoot, if I can think of words. Winner. Shoot. When you go to fight a secret boss, I think I want to either do, like, I'm going to do one of two things. Either, you can't go back and fight them, which is like, I don't really want to do that. Or I rework the way that they like their stats are and set it up in such a way that, when you go to fight them, regardless of what progression your story is at, they will be at your level. But the reason I don't like that is it kind of trivializes some other cutscenes that'll be related to secret bosses, and it'll make them not make as much sense. So I do kind of want to keep them as timed events to an extent. Like, so the level up thing might just be like a normal thing that sticks in. Like, they'll always level up to be exactly your level, so there'll be an even fight regardless of what level you're at and how many party members you have, is the idea. But say you complete World 1, you don't fight Pepperoni, and then you complete World 2, Pepperoni would be out of the question. Like, you wouldn't be able to go back and fight him after that much time passes, for example. Right? So after you beat the next world in the progression would be like when I effectively lock it out, and that's where, like, oh, well, you know, you kind of left them down here, and that's like, you know, these dudes, maybe they got there. Effectively. Instead of making them stronger, what if they make you weaker? I mean, that I mean, that's effectively the same thing. It's just like, depends on how you want to interpret it, I guess. Either there's two ways of interpreting it, actually. And that would be, you go into the secret boss area, and so, like, we'll say Pepperoni, for example, right? And you are level 15. Well, you've taken that long to get to Pepperoni, and he's had that much time to power up. So, like, his demonic power kind of overpowers you and knocks you back down to, like, level 8, right? Counterpoint, he's just powered up that much over the time, so he's on the equivalent level as you. Eh? It's basically same sides of, or different sides of the same coin, right? Is what I am immediately thinking, at least. Let's see here. Let's see. I got Jaggies here. How do I want to do this? I'm trying to, like, think of perspective here. I want something like this kind of going on. Oh, you know what? This kind of is like, this is looking a little too Elon Musk right now. Those who know. Good day. Rather late to the stream. Ideally, the curse hasn't taken effect and made me join right as it's ending. Nope, we are not ending just yet. I actually... How long have I been streaming? I've been streaming for about an hour and a half. I'm not sure, like... I'm kind of just, like, going on for as, like, long as I'm able to today, basically. But, like, no. We're not ending just yet. And probably... Hopefully not soon, at least. But it's really just on... whenever my family starts getting back home and being noisy. So... I think I want to give this guy... We're giving our prophet here some... different color pants. Elon Musk main villain confirmed. I mean, depending on how you interpret some things, it's not entirely, like, out of the question, but... Elon, if you're somehow watching my stream, this is satire. Do not ban my X the Everything app account, please and thank you. Wow, I would love to purchase X Premium for only, like, $140 a year. Wouldn't you guys? Wow, for sure, this will be a great investment. My post will be boosted in the replies of other people's tweets. And just like that, he was banned. There we go. Get so prophetic. Now, if you want an idea of like what this so-called prophet would be like, just actually, I don't know if I can say this on stream. Like, I definitely can, but, like, I'm not trying to, like, get televangelist on my back in the future if my game was to, like, blow up. So, just pick your least favorite televangelist ever, and just think, like, oh yeah, that's probably who he meant. And it probably won't be much different. Wasa Prophet, the Journoid. Oh my gosh. I think like Jonkler might be one of my favorite recent memes ever, honestly. It's not even that funny to me, like it's literally not. Like, it's so stupid, but like when my voice is actually clear, which it isn't right now because I've been like, I had to do the freaking Thrall voice earlier, and that is taxing, let me say. But when my voice is actually pretty clear, I can kind of do the Jonkler beatbox a little bit. So, make of that what you will. Oh wait, no wonder. Whoa. That's the same color. We'll go ahead and give him this illustrious white coat. Because all good guys wear like a solid white coat like this when they... Okay, wait a second, hold on. Listen, you gotta, like, this is going to look incredibly, like, odd, right? Like, this is kind of like one of those, like, I kind of have to be careful with how I'm designing this character, like, out of the gate, just because, like, I'm realizing it's bearing, like, some not good semblance currently. This is not... This is... Okay. Hold on. We're gonna have to, like, invert the color here. We're inverting I'm gonna invert the color until this is done here. I'm not trying to get labeled as I'm not trying to get like a hate speech label of any kind on any of my things. I am not trying to go trending on Twitter. Okay. Let me just say. So until I've got this kind of like locked in here, which I think I might actually just, let's see, how good am I at working in inverse here with inverted colors, right? Profit hand. Hold on, I gotta like, yeah, his thumb would be going this way. That's well, it would make sense in context specifically for like the character in question. Like, except that he doesn't, it's not that he would seem very bad and evil, it's that he is very bad and evil. Like, it would not be out of character. Like, I can't, it sucks because I can't say what it, like, you probably know, but I can't just outright say on stream, like, any of this stuff, right? But, this is quite literally, like, in character, unfortunately. If you're picking up what I'm putting down, right? This is an evil and hateful character. If it would benefit him, it would not be out of character for him to do, like, what is being unintentionally conveyed here. Alright? More than likely. Like, you know, I won't go so far as to say this character is irredeemable. Because, like, a few reasons. Not even, like, necessarily angels and demons related reasons, but, like, one, it goes against, like, my theology, right? Like, no one is beyond redemption if they truly repent, right? Like, that, let's go ahead and knock that one out first, right? So, you know, true pacifist ending, like, hey, maybe you end up, like, maybe you end up helping this guy, like, figure out the error of his ways. He turns over a new leaf, and, he basically becomes, like, a goat or something, right? Like, he truly becomes a better person, right? Or something like that, right? This is a crazy freaking hand. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. My inner Chris Griffin. Halt! Yeah, kind of. That's what's going on. He's coming through here. He's shouting a shout loud enough that the whole town hears. Is the idea. I'm gonna, like, kind of, like, cook here, I think. I'm gonna try and cook at least. With the other hand here. Whoa! Wrong layer. Stop! You have violated the law! Pay the court fine or serve your sentence. Your stolen goods are now counterfeit. Okay, and I'm gonna do, like, a glow, kind of. Or, like, ghost, even. You seen anyone run by just now? I have not. Must have been the wind. Look, I know I'm, like, making Skyrim bits to an extent right now, but I've never played Skyrim. So now I think I can uninvert this body now. I think we're out of... Oh no, the hand! Hold on. Let me get the hand first. Hand doesn't need to be inverted. It doesn't need to be green. And this... I was close. It needs to be a little bit darker, lighter. Yeah. There we go. And I'm going to do this number. Kind of like make this bleed in a little bit better. Check it out. Boom. Just like that fancy gradient, like blending of the lines there. It's so cool. And then, oh, I know what he's missing from his design that he has that I can't show really. It's I think it was Orpal sash, yeah. Sash. And why he Orpal? Why he Orpal? Because I remember one time reading a thing that like the old like high priests and stuff of the Bible, they would wear purple as like a status thing. Like purple was like a kind of expensive, I guess, to keep and maintain and like whatever type of fabric, which makes sense because if memory serves, it would be made out of like flowers and stuff, most likely. Also, Goat Track playing right now. Love this song. Let's do a little bit of lighter Orpal. Yeah. So, woo. Okay, we've dodged a bullet. He no longer looks like he's he no longer looks like he's gonna get you know, banned. I need shading now. I'm gonna go ahead and shade the hand. Zahando Gakizu. Never watched JoJo either, so there's a lot of things that I will make quotes about that I've just not watched ever. So shadecore. Get so shading. Why he so shading though? And do here. This is kind of a placeholder skin tone too. That's why I'm just like copy pasting the one from main character's palette. The shadeful shader. Oh my gosh, I remember like when like that kind of like I guess speech started to trend over on Twitter. Was around the time that I was working on Kaguya's boss fight for Demo 4. So there's actually text like that in Demo 4 in the Twitch chat where it's like it's like the freestyler, the poser, like for different attack styles and stuff. It's actually so funny to me still to this day. It's gonna be dated eventually, but like, oh, I love it. It's peak. No, actually, you know what's genuinely peak? Hatsune Miku in Fortnite. Like, and I'm not joking about that either. Like, I'm being 100% serious when I say that. Like, I think Miku's addition to that game is the most fun I've had in that game in a long freaking time. Like, basically, so Magical Cure Love Shot being a jam track, for what it's worth, I've been running that sucker up a lot, right? Last I checked, I am ranked 2000 globally on lead for Magical Cure Love Shot on Expert. And if I get to talking about it, there's a non-zero chance I'll open up Fortnite and start, like, trying to set, like, a better score on stream. But I can't do it. I can't. Miku being in anything makes it peak. That's so true. One of my friends who had, like, to date, never purchased a Fortnite cosmetic, bought all of the Miku cosmetics. Every single one of them. And, like, honestly, I respect it. Like, I did the same thing. Like, of course, I'd bought things in Fortnite before, obviously. Right? If you've ever if you've ever tuned into any of the streams from some of my buddies over in the Discord server, because occasionally I'll hop on with them and do things, right? I have like a lot of skins. I have all the My Hero Academia ones. I have a few 80s themed ones and stuff like that, like the Aerobic Assassin, Mullet Marauder, and their emotes. I have those. This shoe looks kind of scuffed, actually. Just turns into a Fortnite stream. True, like, it non-zero chance that happens, for what it's worth, but I can't say that I necessarily want to run up Fortnite while I'm in the swing of actually, you know, deving, because I haven't got much done today. Well, actually, no, that's not true. I haven't got much done art-wise. I actually did, after the locked in stream last night, I was feeling pretty motivated to work on the music, actually, after showing it off, because I showed it off and I was like, oh wow, it's actually bad, like I need to do better with this. And I started cooking a bit more on Autumn's battle theme. And it was only like 1 minute and 20 seconds, and now it's 3 minutes and 20 seconds, I think. I have it open right here. How long is it? Yeah, 3 minutes and 17 seconds, close enough. And it actually has a pretty interesting key shift halfway through the song. It goes from like, and like I didn't like study music theory or anything. Like I've only recently started like doing this stuff, kind of like learning theory and like keys and stuff like that properly. Like most of the stuff I've been going off of is just like, does it sound right? And if it does, then that's typically what I run, you know? Like if it sounds good, I go for it, which is why a lot of the music in Angels and Demon is in major key for the most part. Like any kind of major key, and more specifically, a lot of it is in C. So, which isn't exactly a bad thing. I like it still. Like I think it's good. Really dig Autumn's from what I heard of it last stream. I could probably play it on stream, actually. Like, though it's, you know, again, like, to preface, it's a little bit, like, still scuffed, like, it's unfinished. There's a few things I want to add to it, you know? Well, I say want to add, like, there's things that could be added to it. What those things are, I might not necessarily know yet. It could just be, like, mastering tweaks. Like, it actually could just be done, and I don't know it yet, you know? Because I've not, messed with it that much. Like I've actually only listened to it once since I had it done, because I got on the phone with one of my buddies and we talked back and forth for a little bit. So I actually didn't listen to it but like one time with all the new stuff into it, like from start to finish, I should say. But gonna lurk, good luck. Hey, thank you, Comic Cat. Hope you enjoyed from what you saw. Yippee! But, oh, where was I at? Lost my train of thought. I'm so bad about that today. I'm so scatterbrained. I've listened to it once. I kind of want to add some more ambience and stuff to it. Not exactly sure. Not exactly sure what I'll do just yet, but it's pretty basic, I guess. Like, it needs a little bit more pizzazz, I guess. But I guess what I'm mainly trying to do with the battle themes, like I'm feeling like with how it is currently, I'm gonna end up redoing Kaguya's and Yui's as well, which, you know, Kaguya's getting reworked. Like I said it would probably happen. Kaguya has had 6 different versions of her battle theme since it was ever created, right? Only one of those has seen the light of day, and that's the one that is in demo 3 and demo 4 currently. Yui's is just like very unknown, because like it's never just said in game that you can actually hear different battle themes if you swap characters. It's actually never even explained that you can swap characters, I don't think, like with the quick menu or anything like that. So it's a little bit troll in that regard, and that's something I'm going to remedy in the future. So, his form's kind of coming along now. No, I'm gonna get a shadow for the sash now. Sash, shadow. But one thing I'm trying to do with the new battle themes is I want them to kind of like represent the characters a little bit more. So I've been fleshing out their personalities a little bit. Or trying to at least in like documents and whatnot, right? Internal stuff. So I think I have that mostly locked in. Main character is just kind of like he's kind of head first, like he's determined basically. So his is just how it is. It's the standard battle theme. It works for most of the fights, right? Yui's, I want hers to feel a little bit more serene. So like I'm trying to keep them all within like drum and bass as the genre. So Yui's is more liquid drum and bass. So more chillaxed and ethereal sounding. But hers is very old. Like I made it a long time ago. I could do a lot better with it now. And that's the goal, is to do a lot better with it. Like remake it a little bit. Kaguya's is interesting because it's just a remix of main characters. And it doesn't really represent her, so to speak, other than the structure of the song does. Which is like ideally to go along with rhythm game a little bit more, right? And like it could be better, and it isn't, right? I want hers to be like faster compared to the other battle themes, I think. So it'll be like the one battle theme that actually ventures outside of the 170 BPM range. Yeah. Autumn's, I want hers to sound kind of like optimistic, like, because she is, for the most part, optimistic, right? Like in what she does. I think I actually need to brighten this up a little bit in here. I might just be doing this totally wrong. Can't blur it enough. That's not a good way to obscure a face, I don't think. I could do it like solid black and kind of make it look like smoke. Maybe. Maybe not solid black, but... No. Looks a little bit sus. I have an idea. Check this out. Give me this. I'm going to steal your head. Place it there. Wow, sizing is insane here, actually. And we're going to blur it. Yeah. That actually fits perfectly because you can't tell, really. So I'm just going to take... I'll actually just take main character's eyes too. This is like, this will be a crazy those who know about development, honestly. If I slap this in here. It's not actually main character, but I'll make this solid white. But just so he has the silhouette of a face. Oh, Pastor Emery doesn't really remember his face that much. He just remembers it was a dude. It was a guy. So. And now the shadow. Which will go... like this. And do that. Now you might be thinking, that looks really weird. Boom. And also, wait, one more. I got one more in me. Ah, no, it looks better this way. Then we make it like this. Oh, I never continued my thought on the battle stuff, on the themes. Yeah, Autumn's is supposed to sound optimistic. I think I said that. I'm kind of trying to write her as like a pretty optimistic character in most regards, right? So she'll kind of be like the how do you say, like a backbone of the party eventually, right? Like keeping everyone going and like locked in, I guess, right? So but that comes with its own set of detriments to her. Basically, the idea that I'm going for Autumn is that, basically, she would be optimistic to an extent. Once her, like, worldview gets challenged too much, in a way, this is hypothetical, right? This is, like, just how she would react as a character. Totally hypothetical, right? Where... like she's gonna be like, oh yeah, well, like, well, let's look at the intermission cutscene with Hector and Autumn, right? Hector's obviously upset that their first test did not go well, right? He's frustrated, and it's like, hey, but it went somewhere, and now we know. This is coming from Autumn. She's like, it went somewhere, and now we have more info to go off of. We can, you know, we can get it fixed up better, and we'll do it. We'll get it done to the next time, right? She's like a motivator, basically, right? She likes to keep people motivated in this regard. But on her own, if she keeps going through with this and things keep going wrong, it's going to like really affect her negatively, basically. And that's kind of what I want to represent through her battle theme a little bit. So it starts in E major, right? Song starts in E major, and halfway through it, kind of like at a midpoint, it drops down into... I don't remember what I did for it. It's either C minor or maybe it was D flat minor. I do not remember what I did for it. But it drops into like a more like sad sounding key, basically, is all you need to know, right? So it goes from like a optimistic, like happy-ish key into a not so happy key. And that the idea behind that is to represent that kind of effect with her, I guess. And then Hector's like is just going to be purely technical, because that's like what shows most with him, is his like he's a super efficient person, basically, is what he's rolling with. Basically for Hector, his is kind of like a more, it's like straight drum and bass. Like if you search drum and bass on YouTube, like it's your typical drum and bass kind of. Though I want to kind of like make it more technical somehow, which would probably involve like maybe polyrhythms or like swap, like maybe even genre swaps, because like when I think of like technical music, I don't think of drum and bass so much as I think as like high tech. And that in and of itself is just like its own kind of like unique genre to go into there, right? This is on this frame, yeah. But yeah, that's kind of how I want Hector's to be. I want it to be like all like I want it to sound technical somehow, right? Because I think that's what is accentuated most out of his personality, is like he's a stickler for details and efficiency, of like first and foremost, which is why he kind of starts like, that's why he gets so frustrated in the game when the test doesn't go well, because like, wow, this is not efficient at all, you know? So Stuff like that is what I'm thinking. How do I need to do this here? I think I want, yeah, right, like this. Yeah, I'm not really sure how to convey technicality through a song, I guess. Not yet, at least. Like, it would almost certainly have to be in, like, high tech as the genre or psytrance, and for whatever reason, both of those genres are incredibly difficult for me to actually construct. And like, I don't even know how to get around it. Like, I've definitely made attempts, you know? And they've not exactly went the best, I'll say that. Like, they're like, the vision is seeable. Like, you can see the vision, but it's not entirely there for what it's worth, I guess, is the best way to put it. Right? Originally, like, for Demo 4, I wanted to have one of these charts in game, like, just as, like, one of these songs in game as a rhythm chart, right? It didn't pan out that way because I just didn't think it was good enough, honestly. Where's that one color I'm missing? Here we go. See, this is going to be blurred, so it doesn't matter that there's a bunch of pixels here. I'm trying to kind of, like, do some focal length kind of stuff, I guess. Like, or where the camera is focused at, you know? Is the idea. And we'll do FX, which should be like this kind of, actually, maybe I need to put this over the background. Background shine. And we'll do kind of a gray into a transparent. Oh, that looks kind of crazy, no? Let me open a thing here. Tile sets, Chapeltown, rework. Where is this one? Boom. There's scene 2. I think it's cooked. Actually, wait. No, it's not cooked. And I just noticed something crazy because I added that glow. The shadow needs to go the other way. We'll make him cast a crazy shadow here. And blur it up. Can I say how much I absolutely freaking love the track that's playing right now? Yoshi Mountain. Quite literally one of my freaking GOAT tracks ever. Like, I'll be doing game dev stuff like off stream, and this is one of those tracks that might just be on repeat for who knows how long. Okay. Houses. And go to the outline. Make it all transparent there. Boom. And then all of this needs to go into a new group, which is scene 2. There we go. And get out of here. So now the last scene, let me check this dialogue again here. Because I've wrote it slightly differently in game compared to in the actual storyline document. So let's see. Many years ago, Chapeltown fell victim to an attack by these evildoers. That's the first one. Buildings got ransacked, people were attacked, and thralls summoned demons that caused all sorts of chaos. Okay, next scene. After some time, an unfamiliar man appeared and shouted a shout so loud it echoed throughout the whole town. It's as if he spoke with authority over them. Thralls recoiled in fear, and demons sunk back into the depths. Many residents thought him to be a prophet, and he claimed the town was no longer safe and would lead those who followed to the sacred state of the Order of Faith. Bars, actually. And then, I didn't trust him, pleaded with others to stay, everyone just follow him. And then, final scene is we need an angel. So we're gonna I'm gonna do something generic here, unfortunately. So we're gonna do background and we need yellow and white. Boom. Erase that. And flip-flop around. So, this last scene is just going to kind of show off an angel, methinks. Actually, I don't want to do saturation, I want to do lightness. Whoa, that's a crazy looking effect, actually. Oh my gosh. Whoa. That looks so cool. Oh, I bet I could do this in engine too. Oh shoot, I might, you know what, actually? I'm gonna put this over here. I might save this. Hold on. Crazy cool background if you increase lightness. I'm just gonna save it as that. I'll come across it eventually and then I'll remember it and be like, oh wow. So I actually might want to redo this anyways. So let's fill and oh my gosh, this song. So when Pizza Tower first dropped, I was like incredibly hyped, right? For what it's worth, I was incredibly freaking hyped. It was like it had been on my radar since the Sage demo, right? And was actually what convinced me to buy Game Maker, right? So when it actually released, I was running this game up like every night, right? Whenever I had the chance, I was running it up. I P-ranked every single stage in the game, right? So this song kind of has like a it's got a special kind of feeling to me a little bit, right? Of like, oh my gosh, I'm freaking out, right? Top that off with, it was also my alarm tone, right? I would wake up to this and it would literally, like, I would wake up in fight or flight, right? Which you might think is not a good idea, and I won't deny that, you know. I won't say that that isn't true. But like, this was during the Demo 3 grind set, which for those who don't know, during the development of Demo 3, I was incredibly crunched for time because I really wanted the demo to be a part of all this Paperverse stuff that was going on, right? The direct and a demo disc. And I managed to do it. I succeeded. So, but like, this helped me literally like wake up and get right freaking into the grind, right? And it was peak, actually. It worked pretty well, I would say. I might need to move this up a little bit, like right here. Another goat track. Y'all, I like really want to like lock into the streaming grind set again, like get locked back into it, because like I've been thinking about playing games on stream and everything for like the past week, pretty much, and I really want to like like I've been sitting on the Mario RPG Let's Play for so long, you know, which at this point I'm wondering if I even continue it, because it's like I take months between streams of it, right? Genuine months between the streams of Mario RPG, and that's kind of hard to watch, right? I would like to get into the grind again of streaming consistently. It's just a matter of like having to, I got to deal with two things. Number one is that my microphone picks up everything. So if I have family at my house, which that's kind of why I've been not streaming, is because like there's always been like a few family members home, and if they're talking upstairs, that just gets picked up in my microphone. I think I might have that remedied. I've not totally tested it yet, but I have like a billion filters applied to my microphone that could potentially fix that problem. But like I said, haven't attempted it yet. But I would like to just kind of like convince them like, hey, this is going to be my grind set. I'm going to be streaming at these times, so just let me do that and don't ask me to run side quests, and please be quiet. It would be incredibly helpful, and I would be very happy if you did, you know, that kind of thing. But yap aside, I think this cutscene is done now. Like, at least the art assets for it. I'm going to think. Let me actually get... Do I have a game maker scene? I do. Let's get game maker up here. Boom. So... let's see. Level... I like how there's still a bunch of like leftover stuff all the way from back in Demo 1 in the game project. Like, or maybe not even Demo 1, but like I'll say Demo 1 with an asterisk before it became platformer RPG rhythm game, and it was just platformer. What am I looking for? I'm looking for Hub World. I guess this wouldn't even be level. This would be... What would this be? Cutscenes, duh. Let's do new group, prologue. Maybe that's the intro cutscene. Nope. Okay, prologue, sprite. Yeah, does this? Okay, yeah, the file picker is hidden. Good. I don't want it to be shown. So, cutscenes. Not that prologue. Not that opening. Not. Oh my gosh, I have so many things in here. Emery story. That's what I'm looking for. Boom. Chad, did I cook? I'm kind of feeling like I cooked here a little bit. No? Like. It fits with the art style. Like, I don't want to... Why does this song sound so familiar? This is the Noises boss fight theme, and a lot of YouTubers have used it recently. Like, it's like one of those it's one of those like YouTuber songs at this point, basically. We cooked. Yeah. So I think these are ready to roll. So these will show up in the scene, and they'll like transition in the scenes, right? Because I don't know if you were in stream when I was talking about it, but I was kind of basing it off of these credits frames from Partners in Time. Was the idea, right, is to do something like that. And this wouldn't be the first time that I've done things like this. Very, very, very early in development. Like while the game was only platformer, like before there was any RPG or rhythm elements to it. I had scenes kind of like this, but they were like half animated. But I do think this will be better, and this lines up pretty well with Pastor Emery's story that he's going to talk about. So, oh wait, I just realized that I'm talking about this and Ace of Pride isn't shown on stream. These things. These things right here. Whoops. The credit scenes from Partners in Time, right? So, this is what I was basing it off. I forgot I had Game Maker as the focused scene, so whoops. But oh, I wonder now. I'm gonna have to like structure the scene a little bit differently to have these assets show up properly, I think. Either that or I just code the text box to move around like out of the scene, like out of the focus of the scene a little bit maybe. But I kind of like the first option better, where I just have it like on a timer where it'll fade between the two and stuff like that. Methinks. So now I guess that's basically what I wanted to accomplish on stream today, was getting this done, because I knew, like, I know for a fact if I was to try and sit and do this like off stream, like I would not have got it done. I would have gotten mind blocked at one point like I did before, and I would have clicked over to Twitter and started doom scrolling. So I'm just gonna have to start like either just doing locked in streams whenever I do know that I have time to work, or just streaming in general. But since that's what I wanted to accomplish, we're kind of going into the end of stream here, because I am starting to run out of time. But I do have a little bit of extra time, and with that, I can probably show off here. Let me look here at my FL Studio thing here, and I'll hide the info bar and open the FL bar here. Yeah, there we go. So I'll actually play that battle theme of Autumns that I've been talking about as kind of like a little bit of a teaser, because I'm kind of liking how it has started to come out. It's also, by technicality, one of the only tracks to have another track embedded in it. This, like these audio samples down here, the windy samples, is actually the wind sound that's used in certain cutscenes in game, which technically counts as a track if you go with Demo 3 stuff. So, anyways, let's see. I hope this is good volume, hopefully not too loud. Yeah, pretty cooks up, I think. It's still a little unfinished. There's a few things like that I noticed like as it was playing. I was like, oh, I need to change that. But like there's a little bit more I want to do for it. But I really like how it's coming out now. Like, okay, I'm glad you like it. I'm glad you like it because I'm starting to like it too. It feels just like it's missing some stuff with the percussion a little bit and maybe like some ambience. I don't know. Like I'm pretty surprised with how it's come out so far. But main things is like I wanna figure out a way to make it blend into the main lead a bit more, like this part right here. Because it does just kind of like jump into that a little too abruptly for how the rest of the song goes. So it could just be a volume tweak. It might just need a little bit of extra build up to it, like right here, like the drum break kind of. Not sure yet. That was one thing I noticed, and I kind of want it to end, like I want it to resolve in the ending a little bit instead of being open, because without the resolution, like I don't know, it's up to interpretation. Like I kind of like both ways, because I did like try one thing, which was like just having the first note play over once of each of these. Like I'll actually put that here real quick, and it was something like this. So at the end, but I feel like that like lets it resolve less. So I was thinking like have it just one note and it's drawn out a little bit more with a fade out, and that's just something I'd have to automate, and I haven't done that yet. Because like I said, I was in the middle of cooking this and I listened to it once and then I got on the phone for an hour and a half. Not even unfortunate. Like I was going to say unfortunately, but that's not unfortunate because I enjoy talking with my buddies. But yeah, that's what I've got for this. I'll actually, let me hide the FL scene for just a frame here while I open Hector's thing, because there might be some spoilery things in here. I think it's this one. Yeah, like Hector's track uses a lot of samples, basically. But his is kind of a mastering issue, and then I want the ending to be different because like the ending is very repetitive. I would kind of like, some things I'm thinking of is having it go into being like not just drum and bass, but having it kick into like high tech or trance even kind of here like at the end, and then bouncing back into drum and bass for a few bars before the song loops, right? But I'll go ahead and play this one out because I don't think I played it fully in the locked in stream yesterday, but I will do it here. I'll play it out fully because like I'm realizing it doesn't actually sound that bad. I'm being a hater on myself. So Heck yeah. So, Hector battle theme, early version still, but you know, I do like there's more I want to do with this one. It definitely needs to be mastered, but like I was kind of thinking of like I guess it'd be like right here, like kind of at this area. Like this, that would probably be where I transition the genre into trance for a little bit, or high tech or whatever, if I decide to do that, but ain't quite sure just yet. But that's the gist of it. That's what I've got. That's what I'm running with so far. I don't know how exactly I'm going to do some of these other things, I guess. Like, I know I talked about wanting to redo Yui's battle theme and Kaguya's. The standard battle theme is here to stay. I don't think I'm ever changing that one, and if I do, it's just going to be like minor adjustments to the mastering or how a certain instrument sounds. So, but as for Yui's and Kaguya's, theirs are subject to change. Same with like, I know that I talked about this one in the locked in stream, so I won't replay this one today. And I like, for VOD watchers, like, join the Discord, experience a locked in stream, because apparently I show off a lot more stuff in those. But I know I've mentioned the locked in stream, the locked in stream, the locked in stream, like freaking 20 times this whole stream. So like, any VOD watchers, if you want to make a counter after the fact, like, feel free to do so and make fun of me in the comments. But join the Discord for locked in streams, where I typically don't use mic and I just like screen share in Discord stage. Or if I could even go so far as to set up like the OBS camera, and like I had a scene that I was going to use for that, where there was like the alien gif would be on the screen. I had that hold on, let's see. Can I like set that up here? Image, add existing, alien. Yeah, here we go. Where's my transition thing? Transition. There he is. He freaking shows up. I love this gif, actually. I made let me actually, it might be an ASAP right here. It might be an ASAP right. Yeah. So oh no, I synced him up. Let's go. I freaking synced him up. That wasn't even intentional. Oh my gosh. So I don't even know. So I was in a voice channel with some of my buddies the other day, and we were just like listening to music, because he was like, "Hey, listen to this song, put it on screen share since you're screen sharing," right? And while we were listening, I just like grabbed a screenshot and this freaking alien gif, chroma keyed it, and slapped him on here with a shadow and everything. It was the funniest freaking thing on the planet to me. But yeah, so alien aside, I'd say pretty decent stream. This is probably about where I'm gonna have to wrap things up. So basically, join the Discord for the locked in stream. I don't know if I emphasized that enough earlier. Make sure to join the Discord for locked in streams, and also for teasers and stuff like that. I'm gonna be running a poll sometime, like, I don't know, within the next few days, to figure out what we should do for the Demoversary. That is coming up in February on the 19th, I believe. Let me check my calendar for that. I'll double check that before I say for certain. Yeah, Angels and Demons Anniversary is February 19th, Wednesday. Ideally, it'll be Wednesday that I do something for that. I might have to like postpone it a day or two, solely due to the fact that on Wednesday I will be going to church. So, I won't say for certain that it will happen that day, but February 19th is the Demoversary. There will at least be an announcement based on like what we decide to do, but I'm probably going to run a poll in the Discord for what should we do for Demoversary, right? And I made an announcement a while back under events ping, that was like, hey, what do y'all want to see? So if you guys have any ideas, or there's something specifically that you do want to see that I didn't mention, or you just want to emphasize something I already mentioned, drop it in the Angels and Demons chat. Let me know. And I can add it to the poll beforehand. Let's see. Today's Friday, right? Oh shoot, yeah. I don't know when the next time I'll stream is. Like, I might be able to throw in some locked in streams if I have like the time to do so. But typically what prevents me from doing locked in streams is I get a lot of side quests around the house and like out in my neighborhood and everything like that. So I won't say for certain that I'll just do locked in streams anytime I have the chance, but like, if I know I'm gonna have like a uninterrupted set of time, expect a locked in stream. I'll use the stream ping in the Discord. So if it's something you're interested in, join the Discord for the locked in stream. I don't know if I said that, but I think that is all I have. Demoversary soon. Locked in streams are a thing that happen. I want to get back on the streaming grind set. Not going to make promises, but it was my New Year's resolution, and I would like to get onto that, like get back into the content grind in some way, shape, or form. So everyone who stuck around watching this far, thank you very much for doing so. I really appreciate it, and I hope you enjoyed. If you have any suggestions or anything you'd like to see streamed, shoot me a DM here. Journoid at journoid.net is another thing you could do. But the best place to reach me is the Discord server, which you can find either linked in the description if you're on YouTube, or down in the little panels on Twitch. I'm not really sure what they're called, but Discord server is linked here on Twitch as well. But that's about all I've got. So again, if you stuck around this far, thank you very much for doing so. I really appreciate it, and I will see you guys in the next one.